Hello everybody, I'm your module leader for business research methods. So in this session, we're going to discuss how you can decide on a suitable research topic or research question. A research topic is the foundation of any research or research proposal. So a research topic will need to be converted to appropriate research title or research question. So take research proposal as an example. So first of all, you need a research topic or provisional title or research question in order for you to move on to look into the context or background of the research and the aim objectives you would like to achieve out of the research. And then you're able to review the relevant literature in the topic area and see what other people have already done, which might inform your decision to conduct the research. And then you can decide how you're going to conduct the research and plan your time accordingly. So here comes the big question. What topic should I choose and how can I choose a research topic? So it can be very challenging for those students who never engaged in any business studies before. But to facilitate your topic for your research, we have given you a list of topics that you can choose, adapt and adopt. That is available on our module site. So as you can see the screenshot, the list of research topics. So there are 3 lists provided to you. So the research topics are a list of contemporary issues in business, or there's a second list of topics suggested by existing supervisors, and the third list of topics that's from existing business students who have already completed that research and have scored quite high. So all those are useful resources for you to review and probably will inspire you for your own research topic. Just take an example of the list of topics on contemporary issues in business. So as you can see, there are a list of topics which are quite topical, so mostly appears in the news article. So for example, cashless society, pay by cash, or pay by card nowadays. Yeah? And then remote work, especially under the COVID-19. Secondly, you may consider your research topic based on what you're interested in. So your interest or the topic can be from your own work experience or study experience or your observation, or as we said, can be from the news articles. So for example, if you've been working elsewhere before, you may realize as an employee the work-life balance issue, or diversity in organizations or in particular institutions, or the glass ceiling issues for females or BAME, Black Asian minority ethnicities, in top management level. Or maybe you notice different leadership or management styles that impact your work motivation. Maybe the teamwork challenge you've been experienced, or it could be your motivation at work, for example, monetary or non-monetary. So this could be all the interesting topics that relate to your own work experience or your life experience. And then secondly, you may extract some research topics from the subject you're currently studying. So for example, from your marketing module, you may be interested in looking into the multinational's market entry strategy. Why a company choose a particular country? So how do they decide the entry strategies? Yeah, you may also look into the standardization or localization of a particular product or in their marketing strategies. For example, McDonald's. How do they maintain a standardized customer experience while localize and specialize for the local consumers? So you may extract some topics from HR as well. Besides about what we mentioned, it could be something related to recruitment and selection. It could be related to appraisals or performance management. So in the global economy, you may touch upon international trade or foreign direct investment, for example. So these could be some interesting points that you might be able to extract for your own research topic. Therefore, there are various sources that can inspire you for a research topic, but it could be a selection of the process that is the end result of your own personal interest, your attitude, ways of thinking, and degree of motivation. You have to make sure you are interested in this topic that can sustain it to 1 year or 2 years. for those of you on sandwich or advanced research route, because this research topic you choose now will be part of your final research project you have to complete at the very end of your studies. Yeah, so this topic could be related to your personal experience, as we said, could be your personal observation or work experience, or it could be related to the subject knowledge you're learning from the subject that you are doing now or from previous academic studies. However, you have also need to be aware that the research topic may also depend on the resources available. So for example, there might be a topic you are very interested, but you can't find enough literature from your library search. And that might not be a viable research topic, because a final research project would have to have a significant chapter, which is called literature review. And if there's not enough resources, so you may have to discard the topic. Yeah. So also depends on the life of the topic. So you have to think of the longevity of this topic. For example, if you're looking into a research topic related to COVID-19, and it's very topical and contemporary nowadays, but hopefully the COVID-19 will go very soon and everybody's life will be back to normal. So to think about, what is the results of your research, and does that relate or have a significance in the long run? So all these factors need to be considered when you choose a research topic. So what is more, when you are choosing a research topic, you have to be thinking about the appropriateness of the topic. So you have to avoid the topic being too broad, or too weak, or too narrow. Yeah. So if you know the Russia doll, it's not too broad as the biggest Russia doll, or not too narrow, the smallest Russia doll. So you may not be able to find enough literature. If it's too broad, that might be hundreds of thousands of literature. So therefore, you need to find the balance. So be focused, narrow enough, but not too narrow, and simple and short, and to make sure the topic is worth doing and is clear and appropriate. And you may come across with this example when you do your course with your academic English for business tutors. So for example, you may find a general topic of asthma, but it's too broad, isn't it? So what is this? Do you look into what is it, or how it's developed, or who develops these symptoms? So it's too broad. So you may want to narrow it down a little bit. You may want to look into the treatment of childhood asthma. So that's fine, but it's not narrow enough. So you may want to look into use antibiotics in the treatment of childhood asthma, because if you look at treatment, there will be so many different treatments. Yeah. So if you narrow it down a little bit more, so you look into a particular antibiotics in the treatment of it. So you narrow it down a little bit more. So well-focused topic is the last one, an evaluation of the advantages and disadvantages of the use of antibiotics in the treatment of childhood asthma. So it's kind of a more focused nowadays, so it clearly indicates what your research is about. So the previous example of asthma is mentioned because I know your tutor will cover that. However, that's not appropriate business research topic that you should do, because you are doing an international business degree. So you have to conduct a research in business subject area. Okay, so therefore, a suitable research topic for you that you need to consider is it has to be within a particular business academic subject area. So for example, the key areas we touched upon at the beginning could be marketing, HR, accounting strategy, tourism, business analysis, information systems, project management. So these are the broad academic areas must be related to business, not antibiotics, medicine, or pharmaceutical area. Okay, so normally, the academic subject should be complementary to your study program, and your supervisor will be allocated based on the subject area you're choosing. For example, if you choose a topic marketing, you will be allocated to a supervisor who's working in the marketing group, or who have lots of knowledge or experience in marketing. Yeah. So however, the academic area is still very broad if we talk about marketing. Yeah. So therefore, you have to specify your research topic in a particular subject area. So within marketing, are you looking into the branding strategies, or you're looking into consumer behaviors, or you're looking into this market entry of a particular brand or organization? So you have to be very specific, yeah, which will have a good foundation and understanding of the both theories and practice, and you are happy to develop further and sustains your interest throughout the period. Having decided on the business academic subject area, you have to think about what context will your research be. So for example, is your research based in a particular industry or industries? Or which industries it is? Fashion industry, tourism industry, or beverage industry? Or what organizations will your research be focused on, if it is a case study? Or which particular group of people or target market will you be investigating? So you have to think about the particular context and narrow it down without having it too broad. Yeah. So if your research is not based in a particular industry, for example, you may have to think about, oh, is it based on a particular sector or a particular company organization, or based in a particular country or particular market, or even based on a particular target group. So that's how you need to think about the research topic and how you can narrow it down, make it a bit more focused. Talking about the focus of your research topic within a particular academic subject area within business domain, and then within a particular context, either industry sector or market or particular society or particular group of people or target market. Now you need to think about other things. So in your topic, you need to avoid the word of and, which may conceal a multiple question or issues. Yeah. So in your topic, in your research topic, you should never think about and what is their behavior and how they behave, for example. So you just need to have one clear, simple research question. Okay. And your research topic should avoid being able to prompt the descriptive answer or some kind of very difficult to answer. So for example, if your research question or topics like what's the proportion of Oxford graduates entering civil service? So this is a simple answer. For example, it could be what's the proportion, 10%, 30%. So what's the point of you doing such a research project that can be simply answered or can be simply identified from the existing statistics or literature? Yeah, so the significance, the meaning of your research is not there. Or maybe you may ask, why graduates from Oxford more likely to enter civil service industry? So it might be very difficult to answer. So you may have to identify who are the Oxford graduates, for example. Yeah, how do you identify them? So how do you approach them, for example? Yeah, so it's might be too difficult for you to answer as a student in University of Hertfordshire. So you may not have the resources to approach them, okay? And also you need to avoid a research question or research topic that will not be able to generate new insight. So for example, what are factors impacting consumer behavior? Well, the answer could be the factors are 1, 2, 3, 4. So that might not be any new insight, because that, with this research topic, first of all, it's too broad, and you will be able to find an enormous amount of answers from your research, from your search of various literature, and doesn't really generate any new insight because it doesn't have enough focus. Yeah. So similar broad and vague topics that might not be able to generate any new insight includes the below ones. For example, tourism in Scotland. What do you mean? It's too broad, isn't it? What are you looking into? Maybe you say, oh, I want to look into in recent years under COVID-19 whether the tourism has gone up, increased, or decreased, or why. So, well, very clearly, you may be able to find the answer from the literature. Yeah, so it would be very clearly stated in the official government website. So, what's the tourism statistics from last few years and this year? So there would be a very clear comparison. So there's no point of you doing a research to list all the facts or figures. Yeah, and then when you talk about why, You may say, oh yeah, my research is going to ask some tourists in Scotland. But if you're asking tourists within Scotland already, so you may ask them why you're coming to visit. Yeah, do you have to travel to Scotland yourself to collect the data or to find out why? Or you may say, oh, I just want to find some research that's already been done by others. So what's the new insight if other people haven't done it and you are just copy or replicate the findings of others? Yeah, so these are the things you have to be thinking, asking yourself, what's the point of me doing the research and what I'm going to do it, what I want to find out. Yeah, so these are the topics are very, very broad and might not be able to generate new insight. So for example, look into the Starbucks one. Starbucks retail marketing strategy in the Chinese beverage market. Wow, lovely. So Starbucks, you have focus of specific company and you're focused in a particular market within China. You're looking into their marketing strategies within a particular business subject area. So how do you do the research? Would you just be able to find the literature from the secondary research existing sources, or are you going to speak to people or consumers within China, or are you going to speak to top management people in the Starbucks company? So it's not quite clear from what perspective you are doing this research. Is that from Starbucks organizational point of view, or from how the consumers perceive the market in China? Yeah, so it's important you have a clear focus, so which need a verb. So what are you looking at? Are you investigating, exploring, what is it? Yeah, so I'll give you a few examples later which might explain. Above all what is said, so a suitable research topic should be able to provide a focus and a new insight, and should be avoiding collecting mere facts or figures. So for example, instead of saying what are the factors impacting consumer behavior, you may want to focus on the celebrity endorsement. For example, is the impact of celebrity endorsement on consumers' purchasing behavior of a particular luxury brand or general luxury brands amongst millennials in the UK. So in this topic, you have the focus of a particular factor, celebrity endorsement, and the consumer's purchasing behavior, which is the academic subject focus, yeah, and of luxury brands, which is another focus of the particular context, and amongst the millennials, a particular group of people within the UK society. So this is more clear, and this might be able to provide you a fresh insight from, particular celebrity endorsement factor and luxury brands and amongst millennials in the UK society. So there's room for you to do the research, and then it's likely the findings are going to be interesting, and then there's room for research. Yeah. And secondly, so the research topic should not necessarily be a problem or gap or question, but rather a challenge that needs to be tackled, overcome. So for example, you may look into an investigation into gender equality in construction industry in the UK with a particular case study into XYZ construction company. So which means the specific context you're looking into is this particular company, but this company rejects the gender equality in the construction industry. So it gives you the focus of construction industry, but the academic subject you're looking into is within HR, gender equality, and you're investigating into it. So either you're going to primary research or secondary research, that would be, hopefully, there's a meaning for you to do that. Yeah. And thirdly, so you need to think about, if when you think about research topic, you can easily express this as a question and can be converted into a statement as well. So it must be containing a proper verb, so which is in a noun form as the above two examples illustrated. So the verb, it could be implement, implementation of, investigation, evaluation, exploration of something. Yeah, so important you can convert it into title, because that would be your research title for your final research project. To summarize the attributes of a good research topic, which are have a focus and avoid, collecting facts or figures, able to provide fresh insight or contribution to the existing literature, are able to prompt solutions to problems or challenges, and it must have clear links to academic theories or concepts in business context, and it would be able to reflect your own learning or academic subjects or knowledge in your discipline, and it might be able to match your career goal or aspiration, and it must meet the specifications and requirement of your particular institution. In other words, a suitable research topic needs to be SMART. S stands for specific. Is your research specific enough or has a particular focus within a particular academic business subject area, within a particular context, industry, sector, or market, or society? Where, when, who is the research going to be focused? So all these need to be considered. So your research topic needs to be measurable. So do you have the right measurement criteria to fulfill the aim of your research? So for example, if you're looking into entrepreneur success, so what do you mean by the success, or organizational performance? So how do you measure the performance or the success? Is that based on the profit they have gained annually, or is that the market share they have taken in a particular year? So their measurement criteria need to be in place. And also the work-life balance, for example. So what do we mean by work-life balance? Does that mean I can get the work done and get the family life done? That's work-life balance. So what is your criteria? What is the theoretical underpinning you have, or framework that is for your research? So need to be measurable. Okay, so it's achievable. So within a given time, can you complete the research? So how about the ethics? How about the distance? As we said, do you have to go back to Scotland to look into the tourism situation back there? Do you have to speak to people, tourists over there? So is there any financial constraint? Does that sustain your interest? So all these need to be considered, yeah? Or whether you have the skills, expertise to undertake the research. So if you want to speak to people, so do you have the skills, communication skills to speak to strangers, bump them on a street, just ask them freely or give them out your questionnaires? So would there be any ethics related? Do you have to get permission from people or from the particular local area to do that? Yeah, so it's also part of the achievable ethics for primary research, for example. Or whether there's enough resources available, even if you say my research is not primary. Whether your research is realistic, yeah? Can you get the data freely? As we said, does the secondary data or is the literature subject area, has enough literature within the topic area? Yeah? So it's primary research. Do you have to travel? Do you have to apply for ethics? Can you get enough people to join your research? Yeah? So all these things need to be considered. You may look into celebrity endorsement, but you can't just talk to the celebrity, can you? So you may have to look into celebrity endorsement impact on consumers. You may have to, for example, do research from consumers' point of view, not from celebrities' point of view, because you can't probably approach all the celebrities. And the timing is the T. Is the topic still topical at the present time? Yeah. So how long will sustain being topical, and can you complete within the time given? Okay, like COVID-19, for example. So if you're on the program for 2 years, maybe 2 years time, the COVID-19 is no longer exist. So if you decide a topic on COVID-19, so you have to think about how long it will sustain the topic. Yeah, so all these factors is vital, and it's important for you at the very early stage to think whether your topic is SMART or not. A few examples of appropriate research titles so which, as we said, contains the academic subject and contains within a particular or specific context, and there's a particular target market with a reporting verb. So for example, the first one, a study on the effect of social media advertising on this 18 to 25-year-old market for a particular product in the UK. Yeah, so the red highlights the specific academic business subject, social media marketing or advertising. Yeah, so the specific context is a particular product within the UK, and then the target market you're looking at is within particular 15 to 25-year-old consumers. And the reporting verb is a study on the effect of A on B in C context. So second one is looking at assessment, reporting verb, assess the customer expectations within the marketing subject area for the introduction of a new SME offering hairdressing services within Hartfield area. So SME, hairdressing, home service. Yeah, so it's a quite particular focus is now within a particular region. So in here, you need to be very careful the Hartfield area. Obviously, this is a particular probably niche or gap in the literature in this research area, but you have to be thinking about whether there's enough literature. Okay, how you would use the literature and apply it in this particular context. And the last one, looking into the impact of diversity initiatives on minority employees' motivational level at multinational organizations. So first, if you're looking into the red bit, so you're looking into the diversity initiatives and motivation theories, yeah? And then you're looking into minority employees, the particular target group population within multinational organizations, yeah? So you have the academic subject, you have this particular context or particular target group, and you have the reporting verb is the impact, looking into the what is the impact, yeah? So it's important you consider the 3 particular or 4 particular areas when you come up with your own research topic. So once you have decided on your research topic or provisional title, or we say SMART research question or title, so it's easy for you to form particular context or background of the research. Yes, so look into the particular academic subject area and particular context or industry sector target group, so which forms part of the context. Yeah, and it's easier for you later on to think about what you want to achieve out of the research, which relate to the aim objectives we're talking about later. So that is to say, once you have got an appropriate research topic or title finalized, so you have already completed the introduction of a research project or proposal. So because an introduction of a research mainly includes 2 main sections. One is the background or context of the research, the overview of the research topic, which include the academic focus or the particular context, industry, organizations your research is situated. And also, you're able to form the aim and objectives of your research and what you want to aim to achieve and how you're going to achieve it. So which again guides you to a next chapter called Literature Review, which we will discuss in the next week. So I hope this presentation gives you some idea about the things you need to think about or consider when you decide on your research topic. So that as a researcher, so firstly, you're independent, you need to be self-motivated, and you need to decide on your topic by yourself, not being told what you need to do. And we have given you enough guidance and the topics you can choose to adopt. So you may get more support from your module leaders and the tutors or the future supervisors who might help you to narrow down or specify the focus of your research. Yeah. And also you have the AEB tutors that you can speak to regarding your research topic, or the case team. So please do utilize the resources. And most important of all, you need to research by yourself. Start with online library and start doing the research. Whatever topic you're interested, start searching what has already been done, how other people have already done their research, and how they focused on the research. And please do utilize the support available if you still don't know where to do the research or how to navigate around StudyNet. So we have StudyNet and technology support available to you. So that is to say, from the very beginning, you need to get it right. And in order to get it right, you may need the additional support, but you are the core, you are the researcher, so you have to be responsible for your own learning with all the support available. And I hope you will come up with the appropriate topic and which can sustain your interest for your final major research project at the end of your studies. Good luck!